What's the word? All this shit, see, it's too like the fort is too wide. We gotta spread it back out. Hold on. What's the word, YouTube? It's your boy Gotti. It's been what, 2 weeks since the last live. That's better than last because it was about 6 months. But I don't intend on ever being gone that long from YouTube. YouTube is really my first love, but at times I don't be in the mood for YouTube. Nah, not even that, man. Life just be going on, and I think I already talked about that with y'all in the last video. But we're here with a couple updates. I need to discuss a couple things that have changed and that's going on. And your boy Kev Gotti life. This is a live, man. We gonna sit back, relax, and chill. There ain't really too much going on. I'm not gonna really follow any order of business. It might be all over the place. Just like to get that disclaimer before we start this video. If you're not subscribed to my YouTube, I need you to go ahead and go to the Kev Gotti Show on YouTube. You can type that in right time it is. So without further ado, we're gonna get into this live video. So man, I did the last one and I told y'all that I would start to do that more and more often since I'm not doing the podcast on Beyond the Fences no more. I told you guys that I would go ahead and start to work on doing doing my own, like, I guess, podcast, but not podcast. And I'm trying to get this light right. Not really podcast because I have Gotti Corners. Gotti Corners Live, if you remember, you can kind of see it right there. I know I got it's a little blurry for the camera is focused. But I got Kev Gotti Live. I did a couple episodes of that. But no, Gotti Thursdays is what it was called. It was Gotti Corners, Gotti Thursdays. That was my own form of a podcast. But it was more so associated with Beyond the Fences. I'm just trying to get the light right, guys. I'm about to turn the light on. I think the light about to fall. Do y'all know all this content is like now? And don't worry about my Wi-Fi box right there. I'm gotta order like a desk or something to go under the TV. I've been meaning to do that and I ain't did it. I've been working. But y'all, all my New York content, they just play in the background, so don't pay that no mind. But yeah, we've been, first and foremost, I was supposed to come back and talk to y'all, but things have just been, life has been life, as JT said. And with that being said, it's just been a lot of things that have, formed and happened since the last live that wasn't even expected. Like the Kev Gotti Show promo tour, we have decided that we were going to go in another direction with that. With that being said, I still have I still have all of that footage from the New York show. And we got some stuff from Atlanta. The Raleigh show was supposed to be in 2 days. The Raleigh show really was the turning point for the whole tour, if that makes sense, because I was only doing the Kev Gotti promo show tour simply because of the Beyond the Fences thing fell in. So it wasn't even like I was setting out to do the Kev Gotti show tour. It was just, when it comes to business, for me, business is like the most important thing, especially when you're representing yourself and you're trying to build a name for yourself. I think the business aspect is what you want to always look good and what you want to always make sure, is to part, because that is how you represent you. That's your brand. So with that being said, I think when it came to the Beyond the Fences felon, I had all these people on my social medias that support me, program directors, people that are watching, because I am an entity outside of just podcaster, right? I went to school for mass communications, and it's crazy because I'm sitting over here going through stuff, cleaning up the room, and I found something I want to show y'all. 2018 to Clark University. Of course, it's not in color. This is not the original copy. This is the black and white. This is a copy I made, but this is the original folder. I went to Clark University for mass communications. I went to Clark for my love for entertainment, my love for radio, my love for broadcasting. That's what I went to school for, right? Regardless of what I have ventured out and tapped into to support that, because over the years I have learned that the art of broadcasting and radio and things of that nature is not in the same state that it was in years ago. We're in a completely different state when it comes to radio, when it comes to journalists, all of that in one. It's just we're in a different time, and I think that we're in a bad time. It's not a good time. It's definitely not a good time. I think we're in a bad time. I think the gatekeepers are holding it in. There's that new leaves, can't hold back. That's that new leaves, man. Go check it out. My boy Believe, Can't Hold Back, new single. Pretty cool single, man. Pretty cool single, leaves. Shout out to you. Boy, they do YouTube. I ain't been here in a minute. Nah, it's been like 2 weeks. That's better than the last time, because the last time was... But we just gonna get straight to it, man. Ain't really not much going on. Just gonna give another check-in for y'all. Kind of just like the live that I did 2 weeks ago. Because I know that people would rather see, you know, the video format versus just listening to the audio. So that's what I'm doing here tonight. It's real chill. You know, it's late. It's going on 2 a.m. at this point. We just gonna chill, chat, talk about a couple things, get into a couple things. Ain't nothing particular on the docket, but we definitely got some things to get into, man. First up, though, I would love to address the Kev Gotti promo tour show. So when it comes to the Kev Gotti promo tour, that was something that kind of fell into place because of what happened with Beyond the Fences. We may get to it further down the line, but let me stay on course here because I know I get sidetracked. It is my first one back in a minute, so I'm trying to stay on track. You know, this is live. So when it comes to the live videos, we trying to stay. But nah, so it kind of just happened, right? We kind of decided we was going on 5 tours. It was you started out with New York, from New York to Atlanta, from Atlanta to Raleigh, from Raleigh to DC. Nah, it was DC, New York, DC, I'm sorry, Atlanta, Raleigh, Raleigh is supposed to be in 2 days. Because we just kind of like did a whole rollout and then turn around and say that it's canceled. So with me doing that, it's kind of like, can you carry out business? Do you know how to handle business? So for me, I felt like it made me look bad. So I just kind of jumped into, okay, I'm doing the promo tour for the Kev Gotti show. The Kev Gotti show wasn't premeditated. I didn't have a team. I didn't have nothing really. I had to build that, right? So in doing that, it's just like, do I really want to sit here and throw that together when my brand is Kev Gotti? You feel what I'm saying? That dude Dennis, this the dude Dennis flavor. That tone, you don't got that tone shop at Target. Vanilla lip balm. I'm about to get us messed up. Turn the music off. But hey man, what's the word? YouTube? It's your boy Gotti back here with another video. I feel like this is a good point to pick up at you at this point of the video. Then you've seen all of the past clips that took place. Those were a bunch of like different lives that I've been doing over the past maybe 2 weeks, maybe. So if you're not following me on TikTok, I want you to go ahead and follow me on TikTok right now. I'm gonna go ahead and put that name right here. So you go ahead and follow me on TikTok. I'm gonna be on TikTok live. It'll be a late night live show around maybe anywhere from 11 to 3 a.m. I'm up on TikTok, and you know, we vibing out some music. I'm talking like I was doing in those videos. You see stuff like that, just a lot of stuff. So tune into my TikTok. You know, y'all got to stay up to date with me. I know a lot of people have been making a comment that they haven't been seeing me on, you know, social media. I did delete my Instagram and my Twitter for a certain point in time, but it's now back up. I'm not active on it, but it's back up.
I don't know if I talked about that in the last clip, but we're gonna get to all of that. This is Gotti Thursdays. Just getting catched up. And once we get this out, then business can flow. So I think the last thing that I was talking about was just how Kev Gotti is the brand. And I think that's the most important thing to me simply because that's me. That's what I represent. You know what I'm saying? Like for a minute I could fall back on, something going wrong. I can fall back on the means of Mikhail. I can fall back on the means of, oh, I got a co-host and, things, it's two people. So, you can kind of point the finger, in a sense. But, now it's not that. I'm standing alone and I'm on my own, you know what I'm saying? So I've been building the team, and with building a team, that was rough because I didn't have a team. I always believe in like two people. Let me see, fix that. I always believe that like multiple people kind of help the team happen. So with that being said, I've always had like a counter co-part. Like when I first got introduced to YouTube, oh my quad, it was 4 people. Me and Chris and Kev, that was 2. That was a duo. And then when it came to Mikhail, it was that. But I've always, since I came back to YouTube last year, I've been on my own on YouTube, but the Kev Gotti show was something different. And I'm gonna just for this last part in this last clip, and that's just that. So when it comes to the tour, there is that footage that's gonna come out, but we've decided to move into another direction. Other variables, and is that the word to use? Other variables. Other things came into play, which made it make sense to take it more in the direction of 4ATL. And that's all I'm going to say on that. If you was not around for that, then you're not going to know what I'm talking about. But I don't want to jinx anything or, speak too soon about anything. But if you was around for the 4ATL thing, that's kind of what we decided to do with the Kev Gotti show. As we started production and was doing the shows and getting footage, we realized that it was taking his life of his own and becoming something bigger than what we can even imagine to host on YouTube. So I do have the New York footage. I will put that out. I do have some of the stuff from Atlanta. I'm not completely done in Atlanta. I have to do a video with my cousin. We're going to do some segments coming up. She actually did my hair. Shout out to put her information in here as well. So I still got a video to do with her. I still got to go to DC. I want to link up with DJ Sean Anthony. Shout out to Sean. I need to go do some stuff with Sean. So it's just like a lot of stuff that I still am going to do. But when it came to the Raleigh show is what made us that it wasn't going to, it didn't make sense to do it. That makes sense. And let's back up just a little bit. I know I just mentioned that it's going to take the place of something like 4ATL. If you don't remember, I'm going to bring y'all back. It's kind of crazy because the intro on Beyond the Fences, a lot of people always be like, oh, Kel wrote a dope intro when they talk to me. And it's crazy because it's like, no, I created it. You know what I'm saying? Here on 4ATL, a little more than a podcast. This is a show where you can express your thoughts, beliefs, disbeliefs, arguments, and combos based on everything from barbershop talk, lunch table talk, hip hop talks, and our all around favorite current industry topics. I am your boy Kev Gotti. That's what this say. This is old. You can't even see the font no more. Like, that's my shit. I wrote it. I love playing on words though, but yeah. So bring it back to speed. When it came to the Raleigh show, which was supposed to be July, let me pull up the calendar so I'm not saying nothing wrong. It was supposed to be July 26th, which was last Saturday. When it came to doing that, it was a budget put in place, but the budget was kind of like going over. And let me tell you why. So I wanted to do a 7-on-7 because the original show with Beyond the Fences, as y'all know, was supposed to be out there. So I was still going to do that venue where it was like not a summit, but like more so like a panel discussion, talking with business owners out there, talking with people that are like in the music business. I got friends that got clothing brands, all these different things, entrepreneurs across the board. And social media people that I know that's like doing Twitch and all these things, we were going to have all those people come out. So that was the same thing I was going to do in Raleigh with the Kev Gotti show, but then I decided to add a date. Once I decided to add a date, that entailed of us doing a 7-on-7 at Roosevelt High School. If you came out with my class or you was around any of that, like 2 classes, because the school was only open 2 classes prior to me graduating. I was the 3rd graduating class at the school because it was a new school. So if you was around, you know that pretty much that whole football team, the starting lineup, this is what I would say. And even some of the people that didn't start, was capable of going D1 and it was already getting set up to go D1. And if you was around that time, you know for a fact, shout out to Coach Evans. Evans was the head coach. Coach Branson, damn, I'm gonna have to delete that. Shout out to Coach Branson. How did I get a brain fart on Coach Branson? Shout out to Coach Branson, the one that's done so much for us since middle school. I feel like him and Coach Evans, even Coach McCoy. What was our other white coach name that only stayed for the first year? Fuck. He was a science teacher. Whatever his name was, you know that they all worked as a unit, right? Once the stuff happened with Coach Evans, it was kind of like everybody that had certain stuff, scholarships in line, and was talking to certain schools and going to visit. Like I went to me, Will Lee, and Keyshawn Kelly went to Duke University freshman year off the bat. Jamon out of here, Kanaji out of here, EJ out of here, Josh Branch out of here, Chris, all these people, the list goes on. Like that's just the name of the few. Noah Jenkins, Benji, Alex. Man, I'm not gonna name everybody. Jalen Davis. Like, I'm not gonna name everybody because I don't want to leave nobody out. But these were quality players. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. These were quality players, right? And I feel like once the situation happened, and that's another story for another day, y'all gotta remind me to tell y'all about the situation with the high school. There's a lot of shit went on with that. But when it boiled down to that situation and all our coaches went scrambling and left, and we got a new head coach, all opportunities went out the window. Now me, I'm ahead of the curve. I saw what it was. I was out there for training. Mind you, this was going into my junior year. I stopped playing junior year? Going into my junior year, that's when all the coaches left or whatever. And we was doing summer practice, never forget. The new head coach, I'm like, who is this? Who is this man that's just watching us from the bleachers every day? This man came and finally introduced himself like maybe a couple weeks before the season was like, it was time to go back to school and the season was about to start. And it was ushering the JV team. And he kind of just straight up told us, I don't have anything to do with y'all. Y'all stuck under the membership of y'all old coach. So it is what it is. I'm washing my hands with it. It was to the point to where we was only even having practice for like 45 to 30 minutes a day as a varsity team. But I'm not going to go into details about that. Like I said, I'm going to give y'all a detailed video about that because there's a lot of shit with that. But I wanted to reincorporate a 7-on-7 because I felt like at the end of the day, we had a lot of D1 athletes and we just kind of joke about it. And, we always just do the bring your 7. So I found that as a full circle moment for me to circle back and see some of my brothers before like our 10-year reunion. I know that's like next year, damn near. But it was like a full circle moment. It was me going back to Raleigh, a place that, I lived for some time, and just coming back and bringing what I do back to Raleigh. But I wanted to film it at the high school. And with filming at the high school came with guidelines. It came with safety concerns. On top of that, the budget for that, I had to have multiple cameras because I was doing it on Twitch. I was doing it on YouTube. This is before. We'll get to all of that. So I was doing it on all these different platforms and, speaking with like my team. One of my advisors, she's just like, I know you decided that you did not want to do a certain route anymore, and I don't want to give up anything. So just read between the lines. Y'all know how to read in between the lines. I know you left something behind years ago and you decided that you didn't want to go in that route, but based off of the quality content you're going to have, based off of what you already filmed, your vision is more than, I'm not going to say that. Your vision fits for something else versus the platform that you were trying to air that on. Okay, so I'm like, this lady got a point, because once y'all see the videos from the New York stop, the Atlanta stop, you're gonna be like, damn, okay, I kind of envision, what he got going on here. So with that being said, it was just kind of like, let's throw the towel in with it. And let's go back to the drawing board versus hopping in something to uphold the image for social media or hopping into something to please people, because I felt like I was trying to please everybody that I was disappointing by not showing up with the Beyond the Fences thing. And I think that's gonna go into my first key point tonight, man. I feel like we all like lose it by trying to uphold an image. Not saying that I was like do or die behind it, but it was just more so of me wanted to make sure my name is covered. And I said that. Like, I'm not gonna go deeper into that. I just want to make sure my name was covered. But I think that a lot of people, lose it all because they're trying to uphold the image or they're trying to keep up with what they see on social media. So I think sometimes it's okay for us to unplug. And not have to look at what somebody else is doing, for you to actually focus on your work and you to get in line, get your ducks in a row, what you got to do. So if you ever not seeing me online, bro, it's never nothing personal. It's never nothing towards nobody. It's simply me focusing on myself because I feel the need and I can, if that makes sense. Like, I'm not doing YouTube. I'm not doing all of these things because I'm dying to be on social media, to be seen on social media every single day. As you can see, I showed y'all what my major was in school. This is how I create an actor's reel. This is how, when I reach out to these jobs and I put in these applications and they say, hey, show us your portfolio. This is all part of my portfolio. Another thing, when it comes to the acting thing, bro, let me say this. I work production on both on and off the camera. When you see me on the camera, I've never told y'all that I was Eddie Murphy or Martin Lawrence. So if you see me in something, it's either a feature role or it's a background. I'm working my way up the ladder. I'm working. I'm a working man. You feel me? I'm working my way up the ladder. So I never said that I was gonna have this, gonna be this A-list, yet. Not saying it won't happen, because it most definitely will, God's plan. But what I'm saying is, I'm climbing the ladder when it comes to it. So the other day, I'm sitting at the table, I'm having happy hour, and some of my friends like, yeah, we seen you in the new Tyler Perry Madea movie or whatever the case may be, blah, 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 blah. So this girl was like, oh, you was in the movie? I was like, yeah, at the bar scene or whatever. Oh, so you was in the background of the movie, not in the movie. Listen, bitch, I'm on Netflix and you at home. So what you talking about? What the are you talking about? I'm on Netflix, you at home. I'm on BT, you at home. I'm on BT Plus, you at home. Lifetime, you at home. Y'all love to fucking knock somebody hustle. Y'all act like y'all don't remember the beginning stages when it come to people. Y'all favorite influencers started somewhere. So the next time you open your motherfucking suckers, make sure you correct yourself. And another thing, we actors, we do this shit for the love of it. 9 times out of 10, gig work money ain't even like, even your main A-list actors will tell you this. That money you get, that's cool, but you may not work for another 3-4 months. You may not work for 6 months. That's like I told y'all before. Like I quote Fly Guy DC all the time. When he said, if you can't survive outside of radio, then you don't need to do radio. Just like with my situation with Streets. That's something you got to be prepared to have support system around you to be able to do. These are people's dreams. Just be dreams and aspirations. What they say, music ain't paying the bills. What they say? Singing that gospel on the clock. Someone they moved. My mom was like, singing the gospel ain't gonna get the bills paid, or something like that. So it's just like people do stuff because they have a love for it. Not everybody's chasing clout. So remember that, especially when it comes to me. Another motherfucking thing. Tonight. We get into it. I'm getting off. I'm getting off tonight. We gonna roll it, and then after this, it's back to business. Another thing, bro. A lot of y'all niggas have been around me, and for a long time, I've been trying to keep the peace. I've been trying to like turn the other cheek But I don't know what's came over me the past 2 months. I say a month and a half. You know, they say it's the worst time for Libras. Don't fuck with us. Don't try us. We on all type of timing. You know, a couple of y'all got the boot. And if you got the boot, you got the boot. And if you ain't got the boot yet and you know your opposition, your time's coming too. Just saying. Just saying. Another motherfucking thing. I'm not going to do anything that is unauthentic to me and who I am and what I represent. So when we coming onto platforms, let's just realize that there's room for all of us. There's space for all of us that, you know, is really truly destined to do the things that we're doing. We see people come in all the time and go in and out, from high names to no names. They can't stick in it for the long run because they're not getting paid in 2 days. They're not doing this, that, and the third. So we've seen that, but I just want to make it known that there's room for all of us. So when it comes to streamers, bro, on Twitch, that's over there. When it comes to Kick, that's there. I feel like we now have all tried to bite off the streamers. I feel like we are moving, everybody now want to move towards the vlogging or the IRLs on Twitch now, which is okay. Because there's room for everybody, and by all means do what you please. But you have to understand how the market is being oversaturated. And so this video, I'm gonna pull up this video. And basically this video took place probably like probably a year and some change ago, don't quote me. It was with Speedy and Duke Dennis. And Speedy was asking Duke, you know, if you lose it all today, what would you say? Like, how would you get it back, basically? Duke like, hey, what I would do is I would create a fan page surrounding me, anybody in AMP, me, Kai, you know, Phantom, Davis, Age, all of these people. Like, I would just do something surrounding that. And I would post clips. Now, every other scroll on TikTok is a clip forming. It's the Funny Mics, it's Rakai, it's Kai, it's Phantom, it's Duke, it's Playboy Max, it's Dub and DDG. It's all of these people that are creating clip forms and doing all these things. Now what? Now that is exposed, what's next? Now you got people clip forming, people like Tia, who go live on TikTok, and now she mad and saying she's not going live on TikTok because y'all clipping her and getting paid out of her stuff. And just because you go viral don't mean you got money in the bank. Motherfuckers going viral and still broke. Humble yourself. Check the analytics. Just watch how people, I'm gonna leave y'all with this, and we're gonna end it here. Watch how people treat you on your off season. Watch how people treat you when you pull away from the scene. When you decide to back off, or you're not on the media, you're not oversharing every single day. I noticed, and this is not directed at anyone in particular, but I noticed that I did some work prior to the tour, right? Did a couple interviews. I did those interviews in particular to promote the Kev Gotti show. 2 of those interviews, I did 5. 2 of those interviews was on Sirius. Shout out to my friends that was on Sirius that let me come through, sit in. Love y'all. Another one was with a couple other people. So 2, 3. The other 2 should be on YouTube. The other one should be on Apple and Spotify podcasts. But it haven't came out. But paint the picture. all of those interviews, I was talking about stuff pertaining to the tour, and I was trying to give like a lead up to the tour, right? I decided to pull myself off of social media. Really, I pulled myself off social media because I wanted to focus. That's number one. Then, man, it's no then. It's just I realized I wanted to focus, so I pulled myself off social media. I think a lot of people equated it to maybe they thought that something failed, or the person fell off, or this and the third. Just watch how people treat you in your off season, because I noticed that none of those videos came out. And the way that they were filmed and the things that we talked about had everything to do with my tour that was starting. The videos was never going to be posted in real time. They were going to be posted after the tour as a mini series. So they was going to be posted at a time. So I noticed that those people did not put those interviews out. Now, when they come out, I just want everybody to know that I'm not supporting it. Post what you want on your page. I know one of them in particular, I was very personable on it. I've been scared to see that one since the day I did it. But I'm not supporting any of those because I'm past that. I'm in a different headspace. And that's just that, man. I'm glad to be back. And yeah, until the next video, it's your boy Gotti, and we are, who is we? I am out.